Welcome to the Winch.
Madness.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's one of these places that really get you passionate. If you've got passion running through your body, then the Winch is definitely the place to be.
I like the Winch because we do activity, play, and we watch DVDs, and do masks.
And the optimism and the vibrancy of youth, which is only right considering the people it serves.
Well, I don't know if you've seen these kids smiling and having a bit of fun today, keeping them off the street, you know, I think it's hugely important. Personally, that's the reason I came here.
Give young people a better community and a better place to stay.
It's like a family, you know, so you'll come across someone from the 70s or the 80s or whenever who always felt that the Winch went the extra mile.
I learned more at the Winchester than I did at school.
I just love the kids.
The Winch started in the early 70s when a disused pub at 21 Winchester Road was squatted by young people and taken over as a community-led youth club.
I've been here about 35 years now. I came to the Winchester just to keep an eye on my children a year after it opened in '73. And gradually got to know the place, liked it and stayed. It used to be a public house up until 1968. It was derelict. It was probably very dangerous. But the kids didn't seem to mind. It was somewhere for them to just come and hang around, chat, be somewhere in the, you know, although it wasn't always warm, it was warm enough. Not allowed anymore, abseiling from 21 Winchester Road. All the children I still meet today, who are now fathers themselves, look back with very fond memories of the Winchester and the things they did.
Over the years, it has run a range of activities, festivals, a motorbike workshop and truancy programme, and various exchanges and trips. Throughout the past 36 years, we have maintained a commitment to work at the sharp end in a radical and relational way.
I used to come here when I was about 10, about 1974.
I remember first coming here, walking through the doors and thinking my mother had brought us to a pub, because that's what it looked like.
It looked a bit run down, but the people were so nice and friendly, and I spent most of my time up here on the top floor doing art.
And there was a large bar across here, but no alcohol, funnily enough.
And learning things like lino cutting and printing and t-shirt making, and you didn't have the same sense of being in school, it was something else. And like I say, those skills I still use today.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Winchester, I'd be on the street doing things. And instead I was here doing things like making kites, trips to Hampstead Heath, trips to the seaside, which I've never been to the seaside before.
It's all led to being a rounded person. There's space for everybody in the project. And from what I can see, it hasn't changed that much apart from the layout.
What is the Winch? The Winch is a play scheme and an after-school club. What do you do? We can do some art and we do some sports and we go and do adventure and play.
Today, the Winch works with hundreds of children and young people through our play, sport and youth departments, providing activities as diverse as art, bike mechanics, dance, graffiti and social enterprise, as well as educational trips and training opportunities.
Play provides an all year round after school club and holiday play scheme provision for children aged 4 to 12. Play empowers children, promotes freedom of choice and provides a stimulating programme of activities in a safe, warm and family environment.
I'm the Youth Development Officer here. Youth works with 11 to 25-year-olds, running drop-ins, small group work, outreach, detached sessions and residential is based on positive relationships with young people.
I come in the Winch more often, Monday, Wednesday and Fridays, to do my music or to go downstairs, meet other new people.
Volley Chance for the Futures has been designed to respond to the demands of young people. We also provide opportunities for young people to develop as leaders, supporting them to gain coaching qualifications. We also provide mentoring and volunteer schemes.
Now this is the kitchen where we cook food that we make.
The Winch is really important because there are decreasingly places that are able to stay open or have stayed open, which are local, run by local people, for local people, and really understand the need.
If the Winch wasn't here, I don't know what young people would do really, to be honest.
I think they would lose out on becoming people that can actually strive to be something.
Camden's a great place to live. I think it's a really dynamic and vibrant place to grow up. It's really diverse. There's a huge amount of energy, but it's also a tough place to grow up. And I think being a young person is tough enough anyway.
So what young kids in inner cities need is a place where they can come and let go of that frustration of being a youth.
Organisations like the Winch provide a huge opportunity for positive things for young people. And they give them an opportunity not just to be involved in things, but just to meet and be together is an important aspect.
This place made me feel that I was part of a positive society.
Yeah.
It made me feel like I was worth something. It trained me up. I'm now a qualified level 3 play worker. If you'd asked me 7 years ago what I'd be doing, who knows? So this place only don't help support children, but it supports adults at the same time, lost adults.
And then we open the door and we come in here. First we wait on the bed to sit down, and then we start playing games.
What it needs to get a bit more modernised, if you like, you know. Our building is falling apart, God bless it.
I'm the only paid full-time position at the moment, which means that I kind of have to be everywhere, and also I can't do outreach without another staff member there.
It's just the pain. It's just the pain.
Yeah. A bit more of the creative.
Some of our kids don't go on trips because their parents can't afford it. It'd be nice to turn around and say, you know what, all right, you pay for the week, but all your trips come inclusive.
We've got a lot of young people around here with disabilities. We've got a school over the road which is a school for disabilities, and I want to get them involved and have their own sessions and stuff like that. I think if it gets the funding that it needs, this is most probably one of the best projects in the area.
This is the games exercise room.
Oh, look, it's going to be very, very tough over the next couple of years because there's never an abundance of voluntary sector funding for the kind of work that the Winch does, and that's only going to get tougher. But you know, the Winch has coped with not having a huge amount of money to play with and producing excellent results nonetheless, and will carry on meeting that challenge.
People obviously think of funding, but resources more generally are really important. Having good partners to work with, having people who can provide opportunities to young people, having the right people on board, and making sure that we don't get stuck in the way that we've always done things.
I would suggest that over the next 2 or 3 years, the money that's going to be available is not going to be huge, unless you're being extremely creative and very inventive, and you are leading the way.
The Winch is a very organic institution. It's constantly evolving, it's constantly changing, and that's as it should be.
Winch has been engaged in a process of renewal, I suppose, over the past year or so. Really looking at everything that we do and why we do it and how we could do it better and how we could do it more imaginatively. So that might mean, or has meant, looking at getting a new brand or a brand design that people recognise that represents what we do. Or it might be about thinking we're asking less for funding and thinking more about developing our own income streams. One of the ways in which we're looking at how we move forward and what we can improve in is setting up partnerships with different organisations.
At the moment we're just running a street dance programme for 10 weeks that will help with funding, and that's proven very successful.
Okay, the Winch is a key strategic partner.
We'll also be looking to host a tag rugby competition in the Easter holidays, and in the next sort of 12 to 18 months together, there's only going to be more sports coming in, more taster sessions, more staff being trained up.
And we've been working with the Winch to develop a training programme for young people.
But it's also about reaching into, I suppose, the private sector. And we're very excited, for example, about a possibility we have with the hub.
The Winch is 1.5 miles up the road from this hub in King's Cross, and we're particularly interested in the vision of the Winch.
What excites us about the hub is you've got this high-powered community of professionals down in King's Cross, and then you've got us really wanting to provide new opportunities for young people. And the two of those together, especially when you think about the potential as well for income generation and sustaining the charity financially, is really, really exciting.
In 2009, we launched the Win Changers Agenda, an initiative to renew our work and space, exploring themes as varied as our brand and our building, finance and governance, and possibilities for social enterprise and developing our services.
The Winch's potential is, I think, huge, absolutely massive.
Just fantastic. The ground floor space is amazing, and you sort of walk past the building now and you wonder what's going on in there, with some washing up brushes in the window and some old notes.
You've got 5 floors, you've got, thousands of feet on each floor to develop and use.
The building is something which always strikes people, and we've been thinking a lot about how it could be used differently to serve both, I suppose, the work we do with young people and children, but also the wider aims of the charity staying afloat and moving from strength to strength.
Over the past few months, we've been talking to children, young people, parents, and local people, businesses and the council about our vision and our work.
The consultation process has been really good fun so far. So we've been working with the Glasshouse, who did a session or two with a core group. It's a bunch of people from all over the place. And we had children running around the building suggesting all sorts of things, young people taking video, taking photos, and there have been some really surreal suggestions. So we've got a chocolate factory, a restaurant, I think someone wanted a chapel in the roof and a disco room in the roof as well. So I'm not sure what will make it in.
The development of the Winch should be quite in-depth on each floor, but it also needs to be quite versatile.
Space can be used for many, many different things, all at one time or across a whole spread of the day.
You just need it to sort of tick more than just being one box.
A way of connecting floors which otherwise are now disconnected. At the moment it's like a cake, a layered cake, and you really want another element which can somehow begin to attack this traditional structure.
I think a very exciting period of change now that we're getting to, and hopefully we'll be able to really kick on in the next few years, and in a few years' time we'll be seeing a physically very different Winch. The spirit will still be there.
I think that the people who work there and who use it really feel strong ownership of the place, which is fantastic.
The Winch needs to be supported.
I'll just say the Winch needs you. It is part of the community, and it really needs as much help and support in so many different ways.
We're all trying to do the same thing, and whilst it's easy to get fixated on funding, what's really important is that people have a can-do attitude.
And that's my tour of the Winch.
The possibilities for the future of the Winch are really exciting, and there's huge potential. You have a fantastic building, a very well-known organisation, loads of children and young people, and people who want to make things happen.
We want to invite you to participate in our vision for children, young people and the community. As the Winch moves forward into the future, we look forward to making it happen with you.
Play is the essence of life, the platform to self-expression, the pinnacle of growth and development.
Instill values, show children what they can do, show them that life is at school, life isn't on the street. Life is what you want it to be.